I can do that. I see where it is.
You gotta keep the volume off during breaks.
Right.
All right? Tell me when you're ready.
Okay, live in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Good day. Welcome to LCM TV News. I'm your host, Pete Schiffman. In today's news, a Florida mail carrier's landing of a gyrocopter on the lawn of the Capitol raised some questions about challenges in protecting the nation's capital from attack while keeping it open as a symbol of democracy. While the Federal Aviation Administration investigates how Douglas Hughes maneuvered through restricted airspace, lawmakers and security experts are questioning whether tighter restrictions should be imposed. Department of Homeland Security Secretary Jay Johnson said Thursday that Hughes' craft literally flew under the radar and has raised concerns about how it would be allowed to happen, particularly because Hughes said he told the Secret Service about his plans many months in advance as a stunt to protest the influence of money in government. The FBI is seeking the public's help in identifying an unknown male who may have information about the identity and whereabouts of a young girl depicted in a series of photos being sexually abused. The abuse may be ongoing. The man dubbed John Doe 29 is not being accused of abusing the girl, but investigators are hoping to interview him about the location of the victim. The ultimate goal is to rescue the child. Judge Kimberly Mueller denied a motion to deschedule marijuana in the Sacramento federal criminal trial this morning. Although she noted it's been 45 years since scheduling happened and the landscape has changed since then, because the motion challenged a congressional statute, the court has to tread lightly, she said. This is not the court and not the time, Mueller concluded. The current statute passes muster on the rational basis test and is for Congress to decide the matter, she said. Mueller doesn't have the written order finished, but will be out shortly. It is unknown whether or not Mueller's decision will be appealed. Senate Finance Committee leaders Republican Orrin Hatch and Democrat Ron Wyden are expected to introduce a fast-track trade promotion authority bill as early as this week that would give the president authority to negotiate the secretive Trans-Pacific Partnership trade deal and then present it to Congress for a yes or no vote with no amendments allowed. On Wednesday, more than 1,000 labor union members rallied on Capitol Hill to call on Democrats to oppose the fast-track authority. An Ohio man has been indicted on terror charges. Federal officials accused a Columbus, Ohio man of traveling to Syria to support an al-Qaeda affiliate and returning to the U.S. with plans to launch a terrorist attack, the first known such case against an American citizen. 23-year-old Abdi Rahman Sheikh Mohammed was born in Somalia and allegedly trained in Syria last year. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service will announce that protecting the Clear Lake hitch, a fish only found in Clear Lake and its tributaries, under the Endangered Species Act may be warranted, according to a statement by the Center for Biological Diversity. The Fish and Wildlife Service will conduct a one-year status review and make a final determination whether to protect hitch under the federal act. Animal lovers will appreciate this story. The FBI is now classifying animal abuse as a crime against society. This places animal abuse on the same level as murder, drug trafficking, arson, and assault. The FBI will track 4 types of animal abuse: neglect, intentional abuse and torture, organized abuse such as dog fighting and cockfights, and animal sexual abuse. All right, folks, we're going to take a break now, and we'll be back in a minute with our regional news.
The taxman's taken all my dough and left me in my stately home, blazing on a sunny afternoon. And I can't sail my yacht, he's taken everything I got. All I've got's this sunny afternoon.
Manticorp Tax and Accounting can help you minimize taxation, establish a corporate presence, and save you money. Our over 25 years of experience in domestic and international taxation and incorporation services makes us the best at what we do. Your first consultation at Manticorp is always free, and our discounted rates guarantee you will not end up paying for what you don't get. Try Manticorp today. For more information, call 707-701-6416 or email info at mantacorpusa.com.
In the summertime.
You are invited to participate in a true multimedia experience coming to a home near you. LCM TV is bringing Lake County into the new millennium with news, live broadcast, information, music, talk shows, and local programming, all streaming in high definition online and soon to be on your Roku box. Join us at lcm-tv.com or be a part of our studio audience. You can also watch the shows at lakecomagazine.com as we provide programming to inform, enlighten, and maybe even enrage you. On Lake County Magazine Talk Show with Terry and Pete the Tax Guy, Wednesday mornings at 9 a.m. Like racing? Try the Checkered Flag Show, hosted by Ace Naylor on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. All ages and divisions in regional and national fields. Joni Lane brings a positive light to you every Monday at 3 p.m. Pasha Space brings an international flair as they discuss ecological, health, and social issues in Haiti with people around the world. End up your week with positive, conscious sounds on Saturday at 9 a.m. with Sister T on the Bridge. This show is also simulcast on KMEC 105.1 FM in Ukiah. Our latest show, LCM TV News, is brought to you live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at noon, and rebroadcast at 6:30 p.m. and noon daily, Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday, featuring national, regional, and local news, weather, and sports. We have it all here for you on your local TV station, LCM TV. Join us online and soon on Roku, giving you access to all the best Lake County has to offer. We are LCMTV.com, your multimedia connection. Tune in for the fun. It's live TV at its best.
Welcome back to LCM TV News. On a regional front, California set water restrictions for the state because of the drought. New standards will be required for toilets, urinals, and faucets sold in the state starting in 2016. New toilets will be limited to 1.28 gallons per flush, which will save more than 10 billion gallons in the first year, more than 3 times the annual amount of water used by San Francisco. The new regulations came one day after the State Water Resource Control Board rolled out a proposal requiring urban water suppliers to cut residential water use by 10 to 35% below 2013 levels. Governor Jerry Brown announced this week the creation of the California Initiative to Advance Precision Medicine in order to better understand disease through the use of advanced computing and spur public-private collaborations through the state. Just as California has led the way with stem cell research, Brown said, so too can we pioneer the new field of precision medicine. The 2014 and 15 budget appropriated $3 million for precision medicine efforts for the state. Atul Butte, Executive Director of the Clinical Informatics at UC Health, has been chosen to lead the new California Initiative to Advance Precision Medicine. Have you noticed the dying pine trees? Pine bark beetles are attacking our drought-stressed trees. Because of the drought, the trees are in a weakened condition and are more susceptible to disease and pests. Plus, because last winter was mild, the beetles did not go dormant as they usually do and are attacking the trees. Some of the trees have been turning brown within a week, making California more susceptible to forest fires. Attorney General Kamala Harris issued a statement this week on the Department of Education's actions against Heald College. She and 8 other state attorney generals sent a letter to the Department of Education urging the federal government immediately to relieve the debt burden of thousands of students who attended Heald College and other Corinthian colleges. U.S. Department of Education levied a $30 million fine Tuesday against the Santa Ana-based Corinthian Colleges, Inc., allegedly for the for-profit college operator recruited students with inflated job placement rates. The fine applies only to one branch of Corinthian's operation, the Heald College system, which operates 12 campuses in California, Hawaii, and Oregon. The fine represents another blow to ailing Corinthian, which over last year has been selling off and closing dozens of campuses across the country amid a crackdown by the Education Department. On April 15th, two groups filed proposed ballot initiatives for the 2016 state election to legalize cannabis for adults. One, the California Craft Cannabis Initiative, is designed to protect California's artisan cannabis growers. The other, the Compassionate and Sensible Access Act, protects a doctor's right to recommend cannabis as well as limiting officials' ability to regulate cultivation, transportation, and distribution. The California Chamber of Commerce recently released a preliminary list of job killer bills to call attention to the negative impact that 16 proposed measures would have on California's job climate and economic recovery if they were to become law. The bills include ACA 4, which lowers the vote requirement for tax increases from 2/3 to only 55%, and SB 3, which increases employers' costs while ignoring economic factors by increasing the minimum wage by $3 over the next 2.5 years, with automatic increases tied to inflation. To track the current status of the job killer bills, go to www.cajobkillers.com. Governor Brown issued a proclamation declaring this week through Sunday as California Library Week in the state of California. California has 1,112 public libraries that fulfill a multitude of community functions, such as fostering a love of reading in all people of all ages and walks of life, providing academic support to school children, and teaching literacy skills to adults. State librarian Greg Lucas has proposed a new vision for the future of library with the goal of ensuring that every Californian is equipped with a library card by the time of enrollment in kindergarten. We'll be right back, folks, after this break.
SSS Multimedia is sending you smoke signals, providing their clients with the ultimate communication and multimedia marketing, distribution, production, and web-based services. They feature high-def video equipment and quality audio sound. SSS is your multimedia source, from graphics for business cards to television production, radio, live sound, and everything in between. SSS is sending you smoke signals. Get your message out with SSS Multimedia. For more information, call 707-701-6416 or email info@sssmultimedia.com.
Welcome back, folks. In local news, Clear Lake police officers began an investigation on Wednesday due to a report of illegal dumping, but ended up discovering illegal weapons. A witness reported seeing a vehicle illegally dumping trash in Clear Lake Park on the 14th. The witness was able to obtain a license plate of the suspect vehicle. The following day, the witness spotted the same suspect vehicle parked in a driveway located in the 2900 block of 5th Street in Clear Lake Park, and again notified police. Officer Elvis Cook made contact with two persons, a male and a female, at the front door. The male subject contacted was identified as Clear Lake resident David Randall Russell, 26. From outside of the residence on the porch, Officer Cook could clearly see a short-barreled shotgun inside the home. Officer Cook believed the shotgun to be a legal weapon due to its short length and detained the two persons. During the investigation, it was determined that the illegal shotgun actually belonged to Clear Lake resident Edward Dallas Gutierrez, 30, who is resident of the home. Police say Gutierrez is a convicted felon and may not possess firearms. Evidence located at the scene showed that Gutierrez may have fled the home out a back door upon Officer Cook's initial arrival. The initial illegal dumping complaint appeared to be unfounded, as the investigation indicates that the vehicle was used to rummage through the already dumped trash, looking for items of use. The Clear Lake Police Department welcomes and regularly follows up on crime tips. These crime tips often lead to more in-depth investigations. Anyone with information on this case is asked to contact Officer Elvis Cook at 994-8251 at extension 508. Though the Clear Lake Police Department prefers named witnesses, as it makes cases earlier to investigate and prosecute, Witnesses may remain anonymous if they wish. Russell was found to have an outstanding misdemeanor arrest warrant out for the Clear Lake Police Department and was arrested without incident. The female occupant was later released without charges. Due to the fact that neither Russell nor the other female lived at the home, officers obtained a search warrant to enter the home and seize the illegal firearm. On April 15th, Lakeport police were contacted by a female citizen who reportedly being scammed for $4,000 the previous day by a suspect who contacted her via telephone claimed to be a Federal Internal Revenue Service agent. The agent threatened criminal charges if she did not pay the money immediately. He then contacted the victim the next day, advising that the tax bill was actually more than the original $4,000, asking for additional money. The victim contacted LPD and advised them of the calls. A Lakeport police officer posing as a family member of the victim and using her cell phone was able to talk to the suspect to try to gain information, but was unable to develop any leads. This aggressive scam using the IRS name has been occurring in our community over the last 6 months. Lakeport PD does not expect the scam to end, even though tax filing deadline was yesterday. Late yesterday afternoon, they received another report from a Lakeport resident who reported being contacted by persons claiming to be IRS agents. No money, however, was lost in this incident. The most important information to be aware of is that the IRS does not contact persons by telephone or email regarding tax issues, but rather only use official United States mail. The scammers are using untraceable ghost telephone numbers and email addresses set up to look like official IRS contacts. Scam characteristics include scammers use fake names and IRS badge numbers. They generally use common names and surnames to identify themselves. Scammers may be able to recite the last 4 digits of a victim's social security number. Scammers spoof the IRS toll-free numbers on caller ID to make it appear that it's IRS calling. Scammers also sometimes send bogus IRS emails to some victims to support their bogus calls. Victims hear background noise of other calls being conducted to mimic a call site. After threatening victims with jail time or driver's license revocation, scammers on others soon call back pretending to be from local police or DMV, and the caller ID supports their claim. If you receive one of these calls, do not believe any of it, as the IRS does not conduct business this way. More information can be found on the IRS website at irs.gov. There were 2 accidents yesterday at the Y at the junction of Highway 20 and 53. Apparently, one occurred about 8:15 p.m. and the other about an hour later. According to a witness on scene for both, the first one was severe with injuries. Apparently, the second accident happened when a car hit the line of cars held up from the first accident. A $2.4 million piece of legislation aimed at restoring Clear Lake was introduced to the California State Assembly Committee on Water, Parks, and Wildlife this week. Assembly Bill 367 was introduced by Assembly Member Bill Dodd and co-written by Senator Mike McGuire. The purpose is to restore Clear Lake's wetlands, maintain its water quality, and preserve its ecosystem. Testimony was heard by the committee from District 3 Supervisor Jim Steele and Lake County Department of Water Resources Scott DeLeon. Clear Lake is the heartbeat of Lake County, and it's time for the state to step up its investment in protecting this incredible environmental and economic resource, said Dodd. The bill will be next be heard in the California State Assembly Committee on Appropriations. The Clear Lake City Council declared the city exempt from a statewide mandatory organics recycling requirement. Last year's Assembly Bill 1826 requires businesses to arrange organic waste recycling services. Clear Lake decided to take advantage of a provision allowing an exemption for counties with a population of less than 70,000. With the exemption, which would last until January 1st, 2020, the city is not required to follow the recycling requirements. United States Representative Mike Thompson and John Geramendi announced a $939,062 Department of Health and Human Services grant for the Lake Family Resource Center. The funding will be used for the center's Early Head Start program, which provides expectant mothers and low-income families with young children services and resources such as child development, prenatal education, family services, and parent involvement activities. The Art House Gallery in Clear Lake will celebrate the beginning of their 4th year in business at the Friday Gala Art Reception on Friday, April 17th. The event starts at 6 p.m. and includes live entertainment and a featured artist. A senior from Clear Lake High, Chris Vincent, was awarded a bronze medal in the essay portion of a statewide academic decathlon. Members of the Clear Lake High School traveled to Sacramento to compete against approximately 600 students in the 3-day competition. This year's theme was New Alternatives to Energy. Middletown's Gibson Museum will celebrate its 1-year anniversary on Sunday, May 5th, with an event at the Twin Pine Event Center. Guests will be entertained with dinner, live music, and a show about Lake County's long-ago prohibition. 180 high school students from Lake and Mendocino County high schools attended a health career summit at Mendocino College last month. Students were exposed to a variety of careers such as certified nurse's assistant, paramedic, and registered nurse. Students also took a tour through the library, counseling office, and Schatz Bakery. On April 24th, Yuba College will hold a job fair from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at their Clear Lake campus at 15880 Dam Road Extension. 35 businesses that are hiring will be in attendance. These employees include Pacific Child and Family, California Conservation Corps, the Department of Social Services, Juice Plus, Lake Transit, Mendel Mill, Yuba College, the City of Lakeport, and Goodwill. Prospective employees are encouraged to come dressed for success and to bring their resumes for full and part-time job opportunities. For more information, call 263-0630. If you'd like to learn more about mobile technology can improve your business, U.S. Cellular is hosting a no-cost workshop on Thursday, April 30th from 8 to 10 a.m. next door to Safeway on Olympic Drive in Clear Lake. Topics include how to take mobile payments, how to have a flexible and mobile security system, and how to manage a vehicle fleet wirelessly. To reserve a spot, please call 995-1263. A large part of District 3 Town Hall meeting last month in Upper was taken up with discussion about the closing of only bank in town, West American Bank on Main Street. The latest news is the closure has been delayed 6 months due to an agreement between bank officials and California state regulators at the Department of Business Oversight. State Senator Mike McGuire and Assemblyman Bill Dodd issued a statement saying, "We will continue working together with the community and with other banks and credit unions to secure a long-term solution." Supervisor Jim Steele told us they are negotiating for a new bank to take over the space. The next town hall meeting will be held this evening, Friday, April 17th at 6 p.m. at the Lucerne Alpine Senior Center, Country Club Drive, Lucerne 3rd District. Supervisor Jim Steele will be discussing the Highway 20 repaving timeline, Caltrans traffic circles on Highway 20 and 29, district news, illegal off-road vehicles, trails project, trash in our creeks and the lake, volunteer projects for cleanup, Lucerne's continued water issues, goals, updates, and solutions, as well as topics from the floor. If you missed last Sunday's special section on Lake County published in the San Francisco Chronicle, you can pick up a copy from the Lake County Chamber of Commerce at 875 Lakeport Boulevard at Vista Point in Lakeport. The Chamber encourages you to share them with your customers, clients, and friends who may not have seen it. The CEO of the Lake County Chamber said there may be a similar section published in the Chronicle in September. They encourage Lake County residents to send the Chamber story ideas for the proposed fall publication. This weekend, the Soper Reese Theater will host the 6th annual celebrity lip sync event, Take a Walk on the Wild Side. The event will feature 20 acts with 75 people. Saturday shows are at 3 and 7 p.m., and Sunday show is at 2 p.m. Tickets are $25. Discount tickets of $20 will be available for seniors from Saturday's 3 p.m. show. Folks, we're going to take a break now. We'll be right back with the weather and the sports.
The taxman's taken all my dough and left me in my stately home, blazing on a sunny afternoon. And I can't sail my yacht, he's taken everything I got. All I've got's this sunny afternoon.
Manticorp Tax and Accounting can help you minimize taxation, establish a corporate presence, and save you money. Our over 25 years of experience in domestic and international taxation and incorporation services makes us the best at what we do. Your first consultation at Manticorp is always free, and our discounted rates guarantee you will not end up paying for what you don't get. Try Manticorp today. For more information, call 707-701-6416 or email info@manticorpusa.com.
In the summertime.
For the weather report, last week's storm brought in an average of 1.25 inches of rainfall across the county. The total have brought Lake County closer to its April average of about 1.6 inches of rain. There was also reports of snow in higher elevation areas of Lake County, including Mount Konocti, Cobb, and Hopland. There was little benefit to the lake, however. The Clear Lake water level is at 4.48 feet on the Rumsey gauge, according to the Lake County Department of Water Resources. The forecast for this weekend calls for clear skies and moderate temperatures through Monday night, with highs in the 80s and lows in the 50s, with winds from the east-southeast running from 5 to 10 miles per hour. A zero chance of precipitation is expected through Monday. On the sports front, Middletown blanked Clear Lake 5-0 in Coastal Mountain Conference tennis action on Thursday afternoon in Lakeport, setting up a first-place showdown with the Mustangs, who are 6-1, to close out the regular season schedule at St. Helena. Middletown's Riley Adams fired the 5th lowest round of the day, while Coastal Mountain Conference South leader St. Vincent beat Cardinal Newman in a card off to capture the title in the 29th annual Ukiah Golf Tournament on Monday. Although the dismal last in the North Central League 1 standings, the Lower Lake Trojans continue to show up. Problem is, the other 7 teams in the NCL 1 also show up when they do the show's over. Everyone wants to use Lower Lake as a punching bag. Such was the case on Friday when the Trojans lost a tough 2-1 defensive duel to Kesseville. With the current blast of warm weather, remember to get your Quagga Mussel sticker if there's boating or fishing in your near future. Lake County residents must get a 2015 sticker for their vessel before entering any body of water in Lake County. Visitors must have a current month sticker before launching their vessels. You can download an application from the Lake County Chamber of Commerce website and take it to any Quagga Mussel screening location in Lake County. Or you can come to the Lake County Chamber office to pick up a form. The sticker you get from the state of California with your registration is not part of the Quagga Mussel program for Lake County and is required in addition to the Quagga Mussel sticker. Our final word for the day. This story comes from Iowa. Apparently a thief was unsuccessful at trying to steal a parked truck, so instead took off with a bag from the truck bed. The thief probably didn't get the valuables he or she hoped for. Turns out that the bag was a doggy bag, but not the kind of doggy bag that one puts leftovers in after eating out. Police haven't identified the suspect, but he says he or she could face third-degree burglary charges. The stolen dog poop has been valued at $1. Thank you for joining us for LCM TV News. Our next live broadcast will be Monday at noon. You can watch repeats of all our shows in the archives at lakecomagazine.com on the LCM TV page on the News drop-down menu. Have a great weekend, folks.